Hello everyone, it is Fair Play here, and we are back for match 3 of this modern league. It looks like we won the die roll, so we're going to be on the play, and we're up against Sebastian Streckel. His hand looks pretty solid, I'm going to keep. As long as our creature survives turn 1 Thoughtseers, we'll have a good turn 2 and 3 play. So, play Flooded Strand, pretend we're control or something. Oh, and alright, looks like we're versing an actual control deck. If they're running that land, I'm guessing that's what they're on. Alright, let's thin the deck because we've drawn multiple Misty Rainforests here. So this land enters taps for blue, or you can do the sorcery thing. Alright, so this is just a what do you call it? Goodness gracious, could I draw something that is not land? Goblin Charbelcher deck. Man, even like Stubborn Denial would be sick here. Stubborn Denial, Force of Negation, like those things, cards that we can draw that completely shut our opponent down. The way this deck works is these lands... Oh wait, what's this one doing? When it enters the battlefield, target player reveals the top card from their library until they reveal a land card and puts those cards into the graveyard. Okay, so they're milling their deck. These lands, they always rest in the state of the non-land side, so they build decks that, wow, Creeping Chills, Narcomoebas, Vengevines, holy shit. Well, we're in a lot of trouble here. So they'll build a deck around this. And they won't have any actual land in it. Like, they'll just have these lands that come into play tapped. And then just do crazy shit like this. Or Goblin Charbelcher. If we hit our, like, counter magic, honestly, we would be absolutely fine there. So they're getting this. You may sacrifice 3 artifacts rather than pay its. So now they've got fucking a million Vengevines. Damn, GG. Well, I mean, if we didn't draw only land and we got some sort of like counter magic or something, we had a chance. But triple Vengevine, that's pretty disgusting. Still, they are a mill deck that targets themselves. Sorry, they are a mill deck that targets themselves, and I guess it's just a new version of mill Vengevine. Alright, so against these decks, I like taking out Path. Obviously, Rest in Peace is very good. We did see Thoughtseers. I don't think I want to hinge around that. We could... No, Torporob's not going to do it. So I think we want our card draw. Totem Armor's probably pretty good. Might cut down on these Griff Spoons. I reckon they're our weakest aura. I was expecting the Goblin Charbelcher version, although this one seemed a lot faster and a lot scarier. And it was a creature spell that they cast, I believe. So non-creature spells are going to be difficult to hit with Force of Negation, but maybe they draw another half that is non-creature half. Some funky and interesting stuff coming up from this new set. Alright, so here we are back for the second match here. This hand looks great. We've got a Rest in Peace for interaction as well. We got Staggering Insight for card draw. Of course, Spirit Dancer as well. Definitely a fan of this hand. So we'll play Dude Go. Looks like they might Thoughtseize us. Honestly, I think we can just race them and we can just core Spirit Dancer into stuff. Or I can just resolve the Rest in Peace here. I think core Spirit Dancers. Nah, let's just drop our Rest in Peace. They don't really have a good target for a Thoughtseize next turn. Mostly because if we draw land, we can do core Spirit Dancer plus like draw a card off an aura. Alright, looks like we can go for it. Alright, let's put some flying on my Slippery Bogle, and we'll play around Fatal Push here, at least for this turn. Alright, that's a really good draw. Next turn we can Ethereal Armor on one of our creatures, holding up Stubborn Denial. Alright, Pentad Prism from my opponent. The Curious Obsession as well. So that's going to be good for us. Let's go Ethereal Armor. Curious Obsession. I think if we play the next Curious Obsession, we have a high likelihood to draw land. Like, we see 3 cards. Alright, so there's a land. And we can just kill our opponent now by playing Arcane Flight. Alright, we get there. Good stuff. Okay, Pentad Prisms. We could potentially bring in Disenchant to interact with the Pentad Prisms. I think that's possibly a little bit narrow, although maybe it's worth doing. I think I'll just submit the same list. They might potentially have a hand without Pentad Prism, and then that's just, you know, pointless. Okay, so we've got Rest in Peace and Invisible Stalker plus Lifelink. Like, this seems like a very strong hand. I'm going to keep it. It's probably a decent chance I just turn 2 Rest in Peace and turn 3 the Invisible Stalker. We draw the Slippery Bogle, so no reason to not Slippery Bogle turn 1. Seems pretty decent to me. Alright, opponent just casts a Narcomoeba. That's not really at all scary. I will go Flooded Strand for a Plains, and then I'll cast my Rest in Peace, and I'll just pass the turn. Next turn, I can Ethereal Armor plus Daybreak Coronet, which will be pretty strong. This is sort of only bad if they Bontus, but if they Bontus, we can do Invisible Stalker plus Hyena Umbra next turn, and that's fine. Goblin Charbelcher, sure, whatever. Something tells me my opponent's just got me dead next turn. Alright, so they just shoot us in the face with Charbelcher. I guess we should have brought in our... disenchants, so that was a mistake from me. I don't think that we saw Goblin Charbelcher game 1. I might be wrong. I sort of just glanced over the sideboard, but I don't remember seeing it. Damn, that's really irritating. Rest in Peace just sort of did nothing there. If I'd have... Instead of doing Rest in Peace, done a turn 2 Staggering Insight, I could have had an extra card that I would have seen. Which would have been an Invisible Stalker. That's not quite enough, yeah. I think even if we don't see Goblin Charbelcher, maybe we just assume that they might have it and we bring in the disenchants anyway. Probably over the Invisible Stalkers. I think Core Spirit Dance is probably more likely to win us a game than the Invisible Stalkers are. Yeah, that's a rough one. This version of the deck seems like it's a lot quicker than previous versions that I've played. As you can see, that was a turn 4 kill, and like I couldn't interact with it. I didn't get my counter spells to interact with it either. So we're going to have to end that video there, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like or a comment down below. If you're new, be sure to subscribe and ring that bell for notifications every time a new video is live. Cheers, guys. See you next time.